Okay, so this is just a quick video I'm doing basically to show the performance of this sort of Raspberry Pi KVM system over a remote network. So basically it's still sitting here beside me, but what I've done is I've put a 3G dongle, wireless dongle into the Raspberry Pi, so it's no longer plugged in by Ethernet, and then I've connected it to the hotspot on my mobile phone, and then it's connected to the 3G network. And so basically the Raspberry Pi then has auto SSH running on it, so that the SSH connects to my server, which is on the internet. And then so basically what I'm going to do is to connect to my server, and what I'm going to do is pull the port because I'm already connected. Okay, yeah, so what I'm going to do is to pull the port which the Raspberry Pi has forwarded to the server, which is 2423. So I'm going to pull that to my local machine here so that I can then connect to it. So this is basically exactly what I would do if I was connecting out to one of my remote machines, which is sort of out in the internet somewhere, at someone's house or at an office. So first I'll connect to my server, and so that pulls port 2423 to my local machine. So if I now connect to that port, then I can log in to the Raspberry Pi. And so what I've done is now I've connected through my server, then across the internet to the 3G, and then back into the Raspberry Pi. And so that's what this connection is. And of course we've got the that's right, the orange Pi 0, that's still connected as well. So basically I can go into there just to be sure that right, so then we're back into the orange Pi 0 as well, which of course is technically remote because it's plugged in the Ethernet straight into the USB Ethernet, which is on the Raspberry Pi, and it's being powered by the same power supply as the Pi as well. So it's basically just attached only to it, not to any other network. And so now what I'm going to do is connect to the VNC, which is running on the Raspberry Pi, and you can see here where I've pulled the, well, it was further up, because I pulled the port 5901 as well with this command. So now this connects to the VNC server, which is running remotely on the Raspberry Pi. You can see it's a bit slower. Yeah, so it's a bit lacking in speed. I just realized I've got it as 32 bits, so I might need to change that actually. Oh, this is 8-bit. So I think it's lying because that is an 8-bit color. Okay. Okay, so you can imagine this is going to be a bit slow. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to try and change that because it's trying to say that it's using depth of 8, but you can tell it's actually using 32-bit color. Okay, so just going to connect to the video. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. You have to, for whatever reason, you have to turn off OpenGL. I've never got it to work. So it's going to be a bit slow. But this is pretty much as bad as it'll get because it's 3G is obviously slower than yeah, because 3G is slower than than your broadband, I should say. Okay, so let's see if this is still working. You can try and power it on. As you can see in this one, I haven't bothered to rig the other cameras because, well, you know what's happening anyway. Okay, so that's the Windows still running. So now what we want to do is install something else. So I'm on the Orange Pi Zero at the moment. So if I run the storage files, right, and so the one I want is so we go for USB drive 2. So if I go back to here, and of course I could use it. Well, let's see if the mouse is still working. Yeah, mouse is still there, so Let's see what it's. This is a bit hard to control now. I mean, the thing is, if this was a machine which is in Australia, you'd be glad of the chance. Even if it's this slow, you'd be glad that you can access it. Imagine you ship the whole unit over to the other side of the world, and you're installing a system for someone. Okay, so we attach the USB drive to. Alright, so let's oh, okay. Not sure what happened there. Oh, right, it's because I didn't have it in the, okay. So just to save time, we'll just give it a reset. So that's one thing you have to remember, is to put the mouse in the, because it's confusing, because they keep trying to put the mouse into the capture window, which of course doesn't work. You have to make sure the mouse is always in oh, right. See, this is the problem, isn't it? You have to remember that things like what mode it's in. So obviously I was in mouse mode, so the keyboard wasn't going to work, was it? So there's a lot of, it's almost like playing, it's almost like a video game where you got to remember the controls, and if you forget the controls, it doesn't work. Yeah, so I was in mouse mode there, so of course the keyboard wasn't working. That's better. I have to admit that this is 3G, and it's not too bad. Yeah, of course, someone who's just spent £300 on a KVM, they'll say, "Oh, it's rubbish. You know, you can't have bad quality like this." My £300 is worth every penny. And I suppose I say, yeah, well, that's nice, but at least I can update the firmware on this one. And yeah, I admit it's hard to read the text, but you know, once you've used the installer on a local machine, it's not that difficult to guess what it's saying. Alright, let's use the mouse for this one. Although, because it's Centos, you really want to use a text install if you're going to be doing it like this. Because obviously it's easier to do on the keyboard. Okay, fine. Sometimes you can lose the mouse. I'm not sure where it is. Oh. This is when control can come in handy because it jumps 100 pixels. Must go into keyboard mode. Okay, so Centos is installing. That took a while because when you got to do it over 3G with all that noise, you have to kind of know what you're doing. Okay, looks like my data's about to run out, so I'll have to cut this short, but that just shows that it's not too bad. You know, the performance of it anyway. So, yes, so basically, the main thing is just how you adjust the settings on the, how you adjust the settings on the VNC to try and get like a good, performance on the, the display of what's happening on the remote machine. Okay, thanks for watching. See you.